Undertale, a game that I'm sure most of you are aware of and or maybe have played before in the past. So the other day I was thinking, what if Sans but Bakugan? So in this video we're going to go over the idea of what if Sans from Undertale decided to play Bakugan. What kind of Bakugan would he use? What kind of cards would he have? What strategy would he use? So on and so forth. However, this is only going to be using the legacy rules and legacy cards from the original Season 1 of Bakugan. Because the comp of this deck was a bit of a challenge to kind of fit his character, and if this video could reach at least 20 likes, then I will do another video where I explore what if Sans did the Pro TCG with a whole 40 card deck, and then we'll see what kind of havoc can really happen. Before the video goes any further though, I am going to give a fair spoiler warning. If you have not played Undertale or seen anyone play Undertale or done anything Undertale related, please pause the video right now, go play it or go watch it or something, and then come back and you watch the video and make a lot more sense. I'll give you 3 seconds. You back? Okay, good. Or maybe you stayed and you're actually watching the video full. Anyway, let's get on to what he has. So, first thing we're trying to figure out what kind of attributes Sans would use as his Bakugan's main attributes. And I have a valid argument for 3 different types. First one being Chaos. And this is mainly for 2 reasons here, really. The first one being that the first half of the word Chaos, Heyo, literally means good or perfect. Sans is very much a good person. He does what's right, and no one knows the kind of stuff he's been through, the stuff he's seen, except for him. He is definitely full of main protagonist energy, and Chaos is seen as the light attribute. We always relate Chaos to goodness or a main protagonist kind of thing, so maybe that's point 1. The second point is his Gaster Blaster. They shoot beams of energy out at you when you decide to fight him in your Genocide run. That's what I'm looking for here. And if I can stretch this, it's more like beams of light. Anyway, that's just one attribute argument. The second one isn't as thought out, really, in all honesty. It's the Aquas attribute. This is purely off of his color palette, because let's face it, he wears white, black, and blue. Excuse me, there's his main color palette. If we ever see anyone in any TV show, anime, whatever, wearing those kind of colors, then it is 100% that person is somehow got an affinity with water. There we go. Sans would make me stutter here. Or has got something to do with the water. And that's my only argument. And lastly is Darkus. This isn't because it's my favorite attribute or something. This is literally because Sans, he's a skeleton. He is walking undead skeleton that can bleed. And it's also unalived several children. Look, if this man ate a funny edgelord, I don't know what the hell he is, now struggling a long time to decide if he should just use one faction of Bakugan, 2, or all 3 that I just listed. And I feel like it's best if he used all 3 attributes. This can be either very good or very bad for Sans, but he's all about that high risk, high reward payoff at the end of the day. I mean, he's got abysmal stats, but he comes at you hard, he comes at you fast, and he just obliterates a player in his first turn a lot of the time. Even if you replayed the level about like 15 times, he will still most likely off you before you can actually start the fight. Sans is not to be messed around with. He can go easy down in 1 hit, but it takes a lot of effort to get that 1 hit in. Therefore, high risk, high reward. Okay, now we're going to talk about the specific Bakugan I want him to use. So, first of all, his Chaos Bakugan, I want it to be a Laser Man. This is again going back to the Gaster Blaster thing that I mentioned earlier, because Laser Man literally blasts lasers out of his fingers. It's basically a armored Gaster Blaster. That's it. Next is Aquas Bakugan. Now this I would actually like to be a Preus. I know we haven't seen another Preus, or at least I can't remember seeing another Preus in the anime, so I imagine that Sans' Preus would act in a similar manner to Marucho's Preus. You know, a bit of comedic relief, but can be serious when he really wants to be. And also the 2 attributes that I think his Preus could turn into would be the Darkus attribute for his last Bakugan, and Chaos to go back to the Laser Man to take advantage of the other cards that those Bakugan will bring to the table. Speaking of the last Bakugan, his last one I want to be a Darkus Tentacleer. This is mainly just because, remember back earlier when I mentioned Heyo being good, perfect, whatever. When I see Tentacleer, I see Chaos. Chaos and Tentacleer go hand in hand. But he also looks very much like a biblically accurate angel. And Sans is an angel of death. He will come for you. He will decide when your time is up. And he will find you. And he will not stop until you are on the ground. Hey, you enjoying the video? You're watching this far, so I must be doing something right. But that does remind me, if you guys have any ideas for other fictional characters you want to see me make a deck for, then please leave them down in the comments down below, and then consider subscribing so that I can reach 500 subs before the end of July, which is my dream for this year. I just want that. Anything after that, cool, great, but 500 is my goal. And you guys get to see that video when it comes out. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to see the rest of the video. Ta-ta! Okay, now we're going to go over the cards I have specifically for Sans in this deck. Not too complicated, but also could be very, very, very good. Okay, so the type of deck I wanted to go with for Sans was a control power deck. Let's see what I mean, how I got this to work somehow with a card game that only has 6 cards in it. So, these gate cards, we got Rainbow, Vanishing Moon, and Reclaim. For his ability cards, we got Summon Wave, Masquerade's Throw, and the Doom card. So, how typically Sans would try and use these cards is he would try and put down Reclaim as his first gate card, and before even rolling, he would play Masquerade's Throw, limiting the opponent's hand to 2 ability cards before the game even begins. Then, after that, they fight on the card Reclaim. Now whether Sans wins or loses, when it opens, the gate card opens, he gets to bring back Masquerade's Throw and play it a second time on the next turn. Therefore, in theory, if all goes well, limiting down the opponent's hand of ability cards, excuse me, I spoke too fast there, to just 1. This is how he manages to control what the opponent has in his hand. And no matter what card he lands on, he is as good as gold. See, because like I said, whether he wins or loses on Reclaim, it's done its job. It's now broken down the opponent's hand to 2 or 1 if all goes smoothly. Then we got Vanishing Moon, which is just pure buffs all around, but specifically for darkness. Now we got his last card, Rainbow. Rainbow is, no matter what Bakugan he uses on that card, he's going to get over 200 G increase because he has 3 different attributes of Bakugan on that card. Now Summoning Wave, that's purely just to boost up his ace being Preus. That's the only reason I have it there, because Preus is ace, that's Preus on the card. You get the idea. And then the Doom card, that's just there if he's gonna win with Tentacleer. So all it does is it limits the opponent's Bakugan usage down to 2 at the very least. So again, it just adds more to the control effect. High risk, high reward. Sans' deck is all about control and making sure the opponent can't do a damn thing. Because as we all know, when you fight Sans in the game, you can't hit him. He is in control of the game and you just keep missing until he decides to fall asleep. I'm pretty proud of this deck. With that being said, I actually do want to try and use this deck in the future. I can, in theory, make this deck. I don't have all the exact Bakugan, but you know what? Proxies are a thing. So if you guys do want to see that video, then do please consider subscribing so you can see that when that video does come out and I fight against someone else. Anyway, thank you all again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.